Good YouTube and everybody, thanks for stopping by and checking out this review, plus checking out the channel. We really do appreciate it. What we're going to talk about is JEAN-CLAUDE Van Damme Deluxe figure by DAMME Select Toys. This will be coming from the Bloodsport movie, and the pricing on it is around $24.99 plus shipping. It could vary in a different spot, but this is from Big Bad Toy Store, so you're looking at $24.99 plus shipping, right? Okay? But guys, let me know something. Out of all the Bloodsport movies, who is your favorite character in them? Not just out of JEAN-CLAUDE Van Damme, out of all the characters, who's your favorite? For me, I would have to say it's JEAN-CLAUDE Van Damme. What do you know? Okay, guys, let's go ahead and roll them off the stand and let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and give them a measure. We'll see what the size is here. We'll start with the inches side, of course. That's what we usually start with. We'll do that from the bottom to top, okay? So let's go ahead. We got him here out. There he is. Starting from the bottom of his feet to his head. Okay, so we're looking at, he's right under 7 inches. Not quite over, but right under, right? Okay, and on the centimeter side, we'll be right at 17.5 centimeters, close to 18. Not quite right at it, all right? That's where he's at on the measurements. Okay, so let's do the size comparison. We'll only do one from the same company, Diamond Toys. He always scales really well with figures. There he is. You see him there, it's Juggernaut. I could do a little more, maybe Blade from the figures or somebody else, but the scale of the figure, it looks like Van Damme is kind of big for the scale. If you look at the Blade from the Diamond Toys, he's also big as well. So these guys are kind of large for the figures. So you kind of get the idea of how large they are versus that 1/12 scale, right? Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's knock the accessories out of the way. We'll go ahead and look at those before we do anything else like close-ups and whatnot. But let's take a look at the accessories. What I really want to do is start with the chairs that he comes with, because of the fact that you're going to get to recreate the movie scene of how he does a split with the chairs. So let's check these chairs out. When you're looking at these chairs, I mean, you're seeing great color. If you're looking at the wood or the placement where his feet go, and also with the legs of the chair, this is your basic chair that he did use in the movies, which is pretty awesome, I think, right? So you're seeing that, get a little lighting on there, you see that there, right? Pretty cool. So it looks like that it's painted pretty flimsy material. I don't know if that's real wood, but it's real. It's not sturdy, but sturdy enough to do the job. And you can see the padding here, which is all hard plastic ABS. Then you have your little spot here kind of woven out the way where his leg would go to do the splits with both chairs in place. But you see the chair, nothing to it, pretty basic, but also not that basic. It still looks great. Let's look at the other one. Well, actually, you see how it looks. Let's go ahead and do them both together. Okay, so there you have, you see the chairs, you lay them where you need to be, and you put him in the middle in the splits, and you got that recreation of the movie while he's doing the splits. Now that is pretty cool. Okay, so you're gonna get some broken glass. You see here is the clear. There you go, and the glass breaks, like you can break it over somebody's head. You'll have the broken glass here, and you'll have the broken glass right here, right? That's pretty cool. And then you'll have a whole one that shows you what it looks like when nobody's broken it, right? There you go. Just some clear plastic. Looks like liquids inside of it, kind of. But it's okay. It does the job. Nothing really wild on that, right? So let's go to the hands. The hands, to me, okay, the figure looks good, but I think the way they did the carving of the figure, it looks more zombie-like. It's kind of weird. If you look what I'm talking about, the hands and the carving of the hands looks like zombie kind of like hands. Very weird why they did it that way. Don't think they should have done it that way, but they did. So let's show you what I'm talking about. Looking at the hands, you see how the hands look. I mean, look at that. You have the veins. Of course he did. He was very in shape, very less body fat. We know how Van Damme was in these movies. Perfect shape. But look at this. You have the grime in the hands, and you just have this zombie-ish look on the top of his hands, even the fingers themselves. I mean, great detail, as you can see there. Let's get some light into that so you can see that. Great detail in that, but it just looks zombie-like. I mean, really old. He wasn't old in the film, but these hands look super old. Don't know why they did it. A lot of detail, but the figure looks very old in this with these hands, to me, as you can see. That's very strange. Let's take a look at another one, kind of more open. You see it here? Now, you do have the detail that you're looking for. Great detail, but the hands look like the hands of an old man. Very strange on that. Why they do it in that way. There's your latch, of course, and your hands got all the latches for your poses. And you do have the grooves in the hands with the nails and whatnot. But he looks very old in the hands. Very strange, right? I just don't understand why that was. I'm trying to get real good lighting to it. I'm not doing too well with that. There you go. You see it? Very strange. Okay, so he's gonna have two pair of those hands, one with the hands, of course, that are in the fist position. Then you'll have more of the relaxed hands, so the count on that will be 4 on the hands with the additional fist hands that he has there. So let's take a look at this face sculpt. Oh yeah, the face sculpt to me is iconic because this is how he looks when he does those moves. He's going slow motion. You know what I'm talking about. He does that slow motion move. He's got that wide open face, bloody nose, or if he gets something in his face, you know, you know how it is with him. He just has some crazy faces. Then he ends up whooping your butt after those faces. But here's one. There it is. That is his face of when he's angry or he can't see. Like, the powder in his face. He was not happy about that. Yeah. But when he's like that, he ends up beating you up. Anyway, doesn't matter. But that looks really spot on. I do like the detail. It doesn't look like an old face like the hands, but the sculpting of it's great. But you see that there. Nice job on the extra head sculpt with the bruises and the cuts on the face, and it looks kind of iconic like he does when he's doing his slow motion hits, right? Very nice. And you do have your peg system, saw peg system, looking good. Black hair, not bad. Okay, and the last thing about the accessories here, you're going to have your stand with mechanical arms. You see mechanical arms, they bend any way you like, bend them straight. They can bend in many ways, rotate at the tips and whatnot. And you'll have your base. You see your base there, you stick it in, and you can do multiple poses for air kicks, anything of that nature, okay? And that is going to do it for the accessories. Okay, so let's check this guy out up close. We'll look at him up close. We'll see what they've done with the paint ops and the sculpting, right? And then we'll get into the articulation next. But let's check out what they have done with the sculpt of the figure, okay? You see this guy. Put some little lighting here. Make sure we got our lighting good. Okay, there he is. Okay, we'll start with the head of the figure. All right, this is the appearance and the sculpting. Okay, so the appearance of the figure, you look at him. Does it look like him? No, it does not look like JEAN-CLAUDE Van Damme. It does not at all. I mean, you can maybe see something, but for me, I don't see JEAN-CLAUDE in this right here at all. Maybe a tiny bit, but no, I don't. You know who I do see? Honestly, I see Tatum Tanning more than I see JEAN-CLAUDE Van Damme. So, okay. Anyways, we see him there. We'll look at his face. You see the ears. They're done okay. So you got your sculpt there. Also on the other side, you have your sculpting on the ears. Okay, done there. And also you'll have sculpting for the hair, right? And then they'll get their paint and swoosh it over. And you have that. There goes your swoosh. There goes your paint. After the sculpting of the head, right? Not too much on there. Okay. Looking at his neck, you do see neck muscles, which looks good. The paint on here is all flesh. So, you know, your sculpting is there. Then you get your flesh colors and go over. We're looking at arm muscle here. Nice tone. It could be better. These could be blended in a little better. But there you have it. You see the muscle tone there, right? Chest has a muscle tone. It's all flesh color. Abs is flesh color. But you do have the muscles where they're supposed to be because he was a well-fit guy in these movies. Very, very in shape. Very top notch, okay? So let's go down to, let's check his back first, okay? The back, you do have a hole for posing reasons, but you see his back latches, the grooves for muscles is pretty good. It's not bad. There you go. We just have certain things that shouldn't show. Maybe this didn't need to be here, and these things here could have been blended in better, but it doesn't look very well. That's very sloppy on the figure, if you ask me. Okay, so we have that center figure. We know the muscles are great there on the stomach and chest, looking good. You have your addition of the flesh color and a little bit of black wash just to give it something. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the face though first. Okay, we didn't do that first. Well, let's go ahead and do that. You see the eyebrows, right? Those are painted on brown. Then you have some brown here for the middle of his face for muscle features, right, in his face. Then you have the nose, bridge of the nose, also cheekbones, the mouth itself with chin bones, and the chin jaw line, right? Okay, so he looks pretty good. Nice Channing Tatum. They didn't do too bad on Channing, right? Okay, so let's go down to where his arms are. You can see that they added veins on his. You have an elbow there. You do have an elbow, right, for bending motions. And you have the veins coming out. And then we go to the hands that disappoint. They really do. They're disappointing. Only the fact because they look like they're on old man hands. Those do not look like somebody that is young, martial artist hands. Those are some ugly hands. We saw them earlier. They look like zombie hands. They did, and they still do. Nothing has changed with the fist as well. Okay, you see that. Very bad on that. Not great. Okay, so we know that this part where the paint of his belt and his thighs are, that's great because that's what he wore. You know, he got in a little stance like this, you know, on both sides. He hobble over, do his thing, hobble over. Yes, this is correct. The black is correct. It's very good. What they did fail to mention, what they didn't do right is this this leg system here. Usually it's a ball and socket or a latch clickety click latches there, right? Whatever they have here, it's terrible because of the fact that you do have some motion, but there's a latch there and it just looks, look at this. I mean, it's terrible. This goes in, it looks, look at this. It's not good. That's a weird system. So go back to the regular ball joint, the dumbbell joints and the click flies. That will be better. Whatever you have here with these motions like here, it's terrible. Not working and it looks terrible for poses. Okay? All right. So we know that's painted on, but that is what he wore in the movies, and that is correct. The colors are correct. It's just an ugly, very ugly mechanics. Okay? You see the muscles on the legs there, latches on the back, of course. That looks good. The leg muscles look good as well. And the feet look really good with their muscle veins and stuff on it as well. Okay? So the figure looks good. The paint is okay. I mean, there's not much to it. You have flesh color, then you have hair color, eye color, eyebrows, and then you have his suit, which is the yellow and black, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and step into something else. Okay, so let's check out that points of articulation, that POA. So what we'll start with is the head, like we always do. Okay, so head first. The head movements will go all the way around. Then you'll have pretty decent downs. It's almost like it's already like that because I didn't have to press anything for it to go down. So it's there. Tilts, you're going to have that. They are there. Great. So what is this on? We look at it. We see that's in ball and socket. And there goes your socket in the head, which is a saw peg. It makes it easier to put the head on. So that's okay. Not bad. Let's go to the arms. The arms, you can see that they're on the fly system, and you can see the latch there that goes up and down, which also rotates, and you can fold them in any way you want as long as you rotate them in the right position, correct? Okay, we have that. We also have our bicep swivel. That is there. And you have your double latch system in the arm, right? There it is for the double latch, right? And we know these hands are interchangeable. So you're going to have the rotations you need, and you'll have your latches of your own when it comes for the hands, right? Okay, that will be the same on both sides of the figure. There's nothing different on the sides of the figure. They are completely the same. Okay, for inner parts, you'll have some rotations in the top here, right? A little bit of rotations. You'll have some rotations by the hip where the yellow belt is. That should go all the way with no issue. There you go. You have that. Also, on these new flies that we talked about earlier, you're going to have these distortion flies. They kind of click in the legs there. You see how they kind of click up, and then one can stay down, another can click up, and they both can stay clicked up in certain areas. There you go, like this. It's terrible. I don't like it because it does nothing. It needs to be in the traditional ways, right? Well, that's what you have there. You have these identified as layered flies here. They can layer up and one can stay down, the other one can layer up, or they can layer up evenly. It's very strange. Don't like it. Okay, then you'll have your thigh swivel. That's there. Okay, then you'll have your double joint, right? You join it there. Then you have one that goes all the way back, right? And that's about as far as you'll go, but that's enough. That's the same on both sides of the figure. So let's go to the feet here. The feet have latches. You see that latch system goes in, goes up, right? And it does rotate all around on the rocker, okay? Got it? And that's gonna do it for the articulation. Okay, for the pros and cons, looking at the figure itself, for the cons, there's not many. Only thing I like about the cons is the face. The face does not look like him at some points. I'm looking more like a Tatum tanning before I see him. But then again, when I look at him again, I can see him. But for the most part, they could have worked on that. Like I said, the accessories is enough. Could use an extra head scope, maybe some nunchucks, maybe some other kind of weapon. Just give me a weapon and I will be happy with that. But for the most part, okay. So for the pros, the figure does look good. It does have the features of him, especially his uniform, the chairs, the bottles, the facial expressions, and the hands do have something, but we know how I feel about those. But other than that, the figure looks okay. I have to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. 3 out of 5 stars is what I get it. Guys, what are your stars? And you guessed it. You can get it at BigBadToyStore.com. Just check out BigBadToyStore.com. So what are you waiting for? Check them out. And this brings us to the end of our video. If you found the video informational or you just simply enjoyed watching, please hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. And as always, this has been another toy review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.